No matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help you have fewer asthma attacks and breathe better. Tespire is an add-on treatment for people 12 and over. It is not a rescue medication. Don't take Tespire if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions may occur and can be serious. Rash or eye allergy can happen. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Sore throat, joint, and back pain may occur. Avoid live vaccines. No matter who you are, ask your asthma specialist about Tespire today.
Hi there, thanks for joining us today. Since the last time we met, we've continued to work with and for developers and partners to build more powerful devices, more engaging apps, and more immersive experiences for people at work, home, and at school. I'm Jezza, and I'm a product manager on the Chrome OS team. We're inspired by how people from all over the world get things done by turning to Chrome OS, no matter what their interests or budgets may be. A big part of their experience are the apps and games that developers like you bring to life on a Chromebook. Today, we'll recap some highlights from the past year, including new hardware and intuitive development tools that help you build for the global Chrome OS community. We've got a lot to share, so let's get started. First up, devices. Chrome OS comes in all shapes and sizes. Whether you use Chrome OS for work, school, or play, we know that there is no one-size-fits-all solution. That's why we've continued to launch a variety of powerful computers with our hardware partners. If you're always on the go, you're probably looking for a laptop that's light and easy to carry around. A versatile 2-in-1 laptop computer that can be used in tablet and clamshell forms could work for you. If you love watching movies or playing games, you might want a laptop with a high-resolution screen or a desktop option for a lot of processing power. And no matter where in the world you're watching from today, whether you're in Norway at an L-Shop store, in Japan at a big camera store, in Mexico at a Liverpool store, or in the US at Best Buy and Walmart stores, there's a good chance you can see these options for yourself at a store near you, thanks to our 77 global retail partners. Let's take a closer look at a few of these devices. Many of you already know and love the HP Elite Dragonfly Chromebook. We're expanding the Dragonfly lineup with the HP Dragonfly Pro Chromebook. Both Dragonfly devices offer premium specs and a ton of processing power for all-day multitaskers like teachers and freelancers, serious productivity apps that students and business owners need, and dev teams building immersive gaming worlds. The Framework Laptop Chromebook Edition is another powerful option that's great for developers and multitaskers alike. People love this customizable laptop that's built with sustainability in mind and made of 50% post-consumer recycled aluminum. Chrome OS comes in desktop PC form factors too. Those are called Chromeboxes. Two of our latest desktop PCs are the Acer Chromebox Enterprise CX15 and Asus Chromebox 5, both running on Intel 12th Gen processors. And the Asus Chromebox 5 even has handy wireless charging capabilities, so you can easily sit your phone on top and charge your phone as you work. And for people looking for bright displays and long battery life, we've got budget-friendly options like the Lenovo 100E Chromebook Gen 4 and Acer Chromebook Vero 712. And then to help us take the Chromebook gaming experience to the next level, we got to work with our hardware partners, Acer, Asus, and Lenovo, to offer powerful cloud gaming laptops that don't break the bank. Together, we launched the world's first laptops built for cloud gaming. The Acer Chromebook 516GE, Asus Chromebook Vibe CX55 Flip, and the Lenovo IdeaPad Gaming Chromebook. 1600 pixel, 120 Hz environments with high performance processors ready to stream top PC and console games. Speaking of games, titles on Xbox Cloud Games, NVIDIA GeForce Now, Boosteroid, and Amazon Luna are all available on Chromebooks. The NVIDIA GeForce Now app even comes pre-installed on gaming Chromebooks, making it simpler for anyone to discover and play games.
Alright, so we're live. So Say and I were just talking about ditching all of our Nintendo junk, because who wants that garbage? He was saying he had over 400. What do you say? 400?
Like about 4.5, 4.9 Sega Genesis games.
Oh, just Sega Genesis?
Not Genesis, but Sega in general.
Oh, okay.
Genesis takes up a big collection.
Yeah.
Genesis games are like really important.
Like I've got about 170 Genesis games, 180 Master System, and then with everything else, I have about 630 games on Sega consoles. There's a few of them, definitely.
This guy looks like he's drugged out of his mind.
Come on, Slippy.
I didn't even know they made a VR Trooper.
Whose sound are you hearing? Oh, mine.
VR Troopers. Oh, this is a fighting game.
Ranking my way up. It's Fighter 6. Yeah, it's Ariel the Little Mermaid, and in honor of Disney's butchering another one of their classic animated series or shows.
I heard that thing got horrendous reviews.
Yeah, I felt bad for the girl because like she can sing really well.
She's a very good
Her
singer.
acting
yes.
is not good, and it stinks because
I heard in 3D it wasn't bad.
I don't think her acting would improve in 3D. Nope, it doesn't matter. I don't have any intentions to see it. I never cared for any of the live action Disney stuff. I don't.
Nope.
I think I've seen one of them, and that was because the family was watching it, and I've just seen bits and pieces of it. I don't even care. What's going on, Card Captor Sakura? Overdose.
Card Captor.
Card Captor. What kind of cards are you capturing tonight?
I wonder if it's Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's
Yu-Gi-Oh
all of
is
the
pretty
above.
insane.
Oh.
But Stage 1. I've seen this game on Genesis. I've seen it on Super Nintendo. I have it on Genesis. I mean, well, Mega Drive. And I don't know. This is the older one, but I think it plays better on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, the hitbox on this one is kind of wonky. Just because
Ultraman, yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Definitely.
I wanted it to be a good game. Maybe if I put more time into it, but it's just like it's wonky. It's really wonky. Oh. That's it. That's right. What? There was one game. I don't remember if it was the Round Table or High Score Challenge. What game was it?
For what? For this week?
Yeah, for this week.
It's Strider, but it's on the arcade.
Another. What was the other one then?
Wave something for Game Boy.
Wave Race for Game Boy.
Yes,
I've actually
Wave
got
Race.
that. That's actually what the game I want to beat on the Game Boy. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this week, sadly.
Wave Race is a very good game. I got to admit, I like it.
Well, Wave Race on the N64 is. On the Game Boy, it's not horrible, but with a little screen, there's only so much you can do. Sega! Go on, Illamon.
There's a lot of interesting Dangerous Seed.
Oh.
Darwin.
Should pick something else. What do we want?
Oh wow, The Death and Return of Superman. That's a really good game, actually.
Controls really on the Game Boy. Yeah. How are you doing tonight, Illamon? Hope you're having a good week. It's been a busy week for me. Ooh. Like I just came in from cutting grass and stuff, and I'm almost out of water. Me too. It might be a short night.
Are you Are you getting the like smoking stuff from Canada or no?
No, we're far enough down south. Apparently, Canada needs to take better care of its forests and watch out for all those lightning strikes. Apparently, they had a storm come through and just started a bunch of fires.
Yeah, we had it bad yesterday, Slippy. I mean, everything was orange. It was really bad. The air quality is still kind of bad, but the rest of the stuff is just nah. It's kind of not good outside right now. But whatever. It was cleaner out today, but it was raining, and as the rain was coming down, it left like this weird film on the car.
Better wash that off. It could eat the paint or eat the
Yeah,
clear
I mean,
coat.
I don't know. Oh God, Welsh is coming in. Good, let Welsh come in. Welsh wants to come in now.
Oh dear, it's Welch. What are we gonna do now? We need to play something FMV quick.
I don't think I have the brain power to play anything FMV
I don't think I have the brain power
related.
to play anything tonight.
Oh, this game is adorable. Dangerous Seed Japan Mega Drive probably. Duke Nukem came out on Genesis for Brazil. You know, it's probably on your Brazilian system that you have.
No, because it's just Master System.
Oh, that's just straight. So did they not have a Master System, and that's what they used instead, like an emulation machine?
No, they had the Master System, but the first one I believe was like the Model 2 that was released after the big black and red one.
You guys should check out Owaz's YouTube because he throws down a lot of interesting Sega stuff. I think you were doing like the SG-1000 or something today.
The making that one short, yeah, that was the SK1100 keyboard for the SG-1000.
Which that's really interesting that they had a keyboard for a system.
Because the one and only Sega computer was released at the same time, and so they decided to add a keyboard to it so that you could play most of the stuff and do most of the stuff that you could on the Sega computer.
Had a computer?
Yeah, the Sega Computer 3000.
Wow.
Where did I put mine?
Very simplistic game.
Where did I put it? The keyboard. That.
Yeah, Welsh, because it was bad. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Oh wait, I don't know what I did with it.
I'm kind of guessing, Welsh, if you're, if you were like, you know, with the, what was it? If they called you in for the fire stuff, wouldn't you probably go up there and handle it as well? I mean, because that thing, I saw a video of it. That thing's nasty, from what I saw.
Oh, so this is the Sega computer.
What is this one?
You got your controller ports, cartridge slot, and the stuff, all the hookups in the back. But you could play games with just this. You had the arrow keys.
Huh.
You could just play with those.
Yeah, Welsh, that's bad. I mean, that stuff just...
Well, you need to go save the Canadians.
Oh, you'd bow out if you got... Dude, I don't blame you, man. That thing was nasty, what I saw. I mean, the amount of...
I think he would bow out because he's not released for work.
Oh,
medical reasons.
Well, I was gonna say I don't blame him for bowing out for that fire. That fire was.
Welch is the firefighter.
I think that's an awesome job. fight those dragons. Yeah, it was. I mean, I saw them dumping dirt. They were dumping dirt, sand, water. I mean, they were like everything. So, what are we gonna play tonight? Or is this just you guys want to throw some games out there? That's crazy. He wants to jump in. I guess Owaz would just have to call you and you jump in.
Well, you want to jump in on stream with us, Welch?
He is a Sega guy. Ooh, this looks okay. So this game is called Dragon's Fury and Dragon's Revenge. Ooh, these sound some serious games. Let's see Dragon's Fury, everybody. Oh man, General Chaos. Yeah, I got a lot of friends that I know up in Canada, and they were like showing me videos and stuff like that. And you thought we were bad? I mean, like you see, obviously, oh, this is that dragon game. You think like everything was like pretty bad with how bad the smoke was and stuff like that in New York. Canada was completely like a blackout. Like they wouldn't even let you go outside. If you were in an apartment building, they locked the doors to the apartment building, and that was it. They told you keep all your doors closed, everything. It was really, really thick. And then people just like the air systems and stuff, all the central air systems, from what I heard, they got really clogged up quick, and you have to keep on changing out the filters over and over and over again. So it's been kind of bad. I mean, what happened yesterday? I woke up, I walked around, I was like, wow, it looks like Doom.
Everything all orange.
Oh, it was horrible. Every photo you see is right. Every photo you see is completely accurate. It was horrible.
Every
yesterday.
photo you see,
Every photo you guys are gonna see is gonna be accurate.
including the ones with Abraham Lincoln starting the fire.
Yeah. Well, not that, but whatever.
Let's see, Welch. Are you on thing? Um, I don't know how to do that.
How to add them in? Yeah, I don't know.
We might need to move.
Send them an invite.
We can just move to one of the channels on the Discord so you can join us.
Ooh, this game looks. What is with? Oh, these are all pinball games. I got it. Dangerous Seed was pretty cool. Ah, whatever you want to do.
Let's just jump into a Discord channel.
I don't have the Discord. Or was. Arrow Blasters. What does that sound so familiar?
Let's go to what we got? Voicey Voice under the Allied Kingdoms.
How do you guys do it for your thing?
Oh, you don't have. There's the Discord. Oh, hold on. Let me figure this out. I'm sorry. I am super tired. What would I like to get where I am? Hold on. Let me figure something out. Alright, Sand, I'm gonna drop kick you to the moon. Dude, I'm serious. I just. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Let's see.
Outlander. Outrun. L. What's L? L is. Ooh, Lance. Wow, there was a lot of Lance.
All right. That should do it. You guys go ahead and accept. It really did just drop kick saying.
Nichiwa.
God. No, you should. Yeah, I'm sharing camera.
Oh, I need to. I need to go to sleep. Is what I need. I'm tired. I'm tired. So tired.
Man, they're.
So tired. I'm tired.
It was weird. They don't have Outback Joey. I don't even think any. I don't even think you can get a cart to do whatever.
I'm not even
On
sure
this
what the heck
thing.
it just grabbed.
You're playing Musha.
Oh, that's your screen.
Oh, I'm not playing Musha. My screen's all white. I don't know what's going on with this.
Well, let's get on Discord.
I'm in here. I'm just trying to figure out my audio stuff because I got it separated right now. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I turned up your volume. You shouldn't have to worry about any of your audio stuff. Just show your screen for whatever game you're playing.
No, it's weird because I have the audio coming out my monitor.
Oh. You put on some headphones. Do it now. Thank me later.
I'm trying.
So it's only you right now that you're sharing the.
Oh.
Which is fine. I don't mind.
That's all right. Everyone's here just for me anyway, so.
That is true.
They're all here just to check out my beard.
I couldn't deal
I
with
just
it.
turned off my monitor.
I could not deal with it. I had to shave. I just couldn't. I was done.
I give
we
up.
had a kindergarten graduation, and it took me an hour just to even try to shave everything off and get it clean. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
I'm wondering about taking the sides and underneath and just keep keep the goatee as it is, but take the sides down just to like an inch or 2 inches or something. So I meant to actually. See, the first few times I really grew the beard out, like it was like 2 or 3 weeks of like constant itching, and then now
what
it's
mine's like.
a day or two. Home and it takes me an hour to take a shower and walk Buster. Then I have me time, and it's usually too close to 5 p.m. when Grace gets home, and I can't stream it. Yeah, that's tough. That's why Thursday. It's like Thursday's the night. Thursday is when I am streaming.
Yep, you got to set at least one night out of the week or whatever.
And that night is dedicated to Scanline Heroes. If I get a chance.
Nope, I'm going to push this back.
Oh. Sunday nights are no good for me. Sunday
nights I'll watch.
Well, I try to jump in when I can. Although I hadn't caught many of the day streams either. Uh-oh. A wild welch has appeared. Whatever shall we do?
Hey, what's up, Grave? How you doing?
Quick, everybody run.
How's
I was trying to
Black
figure out how to
Smoke?
share my
Share your screen. Down here on the bottom, there should be a little monitor.
yeah. Here we go.
And share screen, just select whatever source you want. Boom. Oh, we're seeing, what is that?
Black Belt.
Is that XSplit or
Huh?
like for Welch's? Like we're seeing whatever capture or
No, that's my
Polymega.
capture.
yeah, we're seeing the capture one. Can you
Yeah.
right click on like your capture device and create a projector source? I was
Like what do
I'm
you
lost. Like in
you're
OBS,
losing me here.
you can right click on like for me it's the Elgato, the video capture Elgato. I can right
Oh,
click on
you have
that
Elgato.
and create a projector source, and that's what I'm sharing. Yeah, I've got an old Elgato. It has the S video connection.
It uses S video.
S video and HDMI.
Wow, that's actually not bad.
Oh, what's going on, Grave? I hope you're having a good night.
Oh no.
Ranger X.
Yup.
I've
Ranger X.
never made it far in that game, but I've always wanted to play it and try to make some progress in it.
Game's hard.
It is. I think there's a bit of a learning curve with it. For now, I'll just play this Musha game.
Moose is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know, Oaz. Is it working?
Well, I mean, it's sharing. It's just sharing your entire capture thing. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. But we could... Yeah.
There's a lot of weird game. Oh, not Sides of Alice.
Sid of
No.
Alice.
Sid of Alice.
Side.
It's
Sued?
Side.
Hey, we'll go with sued. We sued Valis.
They should be sued for creating such garbage. How dare Renovation does that and they slap me like that in the face. That game is horrible.
Yep.
I have it, I mean, because I collect Valis, but I mean, that game is just, game's kind of bad. Sunset Rider.
Come on,
Oh,
man.
wow. Here's a game that I forgot was on the Master System, but it was a really good game. Super Airwolf. Do you remember Airwolf, the TV show?
There's no Master System version.
It says here, Super Airwolf. I'm gonna throw it on. Let's see what it looks like.
I thought there was one on the Genesis.
Yeah, I think so. There might have been.
So Genesis, not Master System.
It says JP, so I thought the region area was gonna be an MD.
Oh no. I mean, the ROM doesn't care. It's just letting you know what region it was in case you have to change cores or BIOS.
Got it.
Nice and quiet here after a
were-
thunderstorm rolled through. I would take that because we could use some water. Bad renovation game, Dino Land. It's a balls hard pinball game for Genesis.
Yeah, it is. I actually own Dino Land.
That was
I was
Miles Davis.
I was playing Dino Land for a while.
I
Actually,
thought
funny
MD
enough,
was mild
Roger.
dysentery.
Oh, this is
How's
awesome.
it going, Knocker?
Usually when you play like attack helicopter games, just in general, they really don't get the physics of the helicopter correct.
No, it's tough to.
Desert, what is it? Desert Storm or something?
Desert Strike.
Desert Strike, yeah.
They do a pretty
That's
good job with that one.
that's a good game. Desert Strike.
That is, I love the Strike series. Well, I haven't beat the third one on the Genesis, but I beat Desert and Jungle Strike multiple times. Hey, whoa! How's it going, Foxy?
Hey, Foxy.
Did you get cleaned up after having all of that stuff on?
He killed it with the stream, that's for sure.
All cleaned up.
Wow, this looks pretty good. I think I'll go back to the original shooters.
Why
which
is
I'm
this thing so
gonna do.
slow? Dang.
Here's a. Do I have this one in the list? This is one of the games I really want to buy.
Bulk Slash for Saturn. Cool game I've been meaning to check out. Yeah, I don't think I even heard of that. Had heard of that game. It's like an interesting game for the Dreamcast.
The Ring.
Yeah.
It looked interesting. Where's the game I really wanted to play? Oh, right here.
What kind of options?
This
You're
is
still
a
trying to see if you
really
can do that
good
projector
game.
source, Welch. What are you? Is that what captures program are you using?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just working on that projector source.
What program do you use?
What do you got to do again?
If you right click on whatever your capture source.
OBS.
Okay, you got OBS open, and then go to your the video capture source, like whatever your capture card is. Then you can right click on that and do projector source and do a window.
Yep.
Or
Full screen projector or windowed?
I usually do window, and then you can share that window. Shared window.
I don't know, Welsh, if you've ever seen this game. This is a really good one.
He's busy. Don't bother him. Gosh.
Damn it.
No, I'm just trying to figure out why my capture's not
Merch.
popping.
Sadako. What is that?
The game I'm playing?
Sudoku? What?
Soul
That's not like
Decay.
any Sudoku I've seen. That's some weird matching numbers with that thing.
Oh, this game is stupidly hard. Very good game though.
I don't know if I want to take the sides down or
Oh, on your beard?
yeah, take it all down and just keep a big bushy goatee. And then next month I'm planning on cutting it off except for the mustache for Robotnik. I don't know.
Is this floating
Okay,
space garbage?
I got it now. My software will hang up the capture card if I was using it.
You got a new computer. What is it?
So I have to go and manually select the other one and then select that one.
That's interesting. I mean, mine is my computer's so old, but if I can do the stuff in the right steps.
Then it'll work, basically, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I think we got all three of us. I think we need to let chat redeem a do that
game.
head-to-head redemption and pick a game, and then the three of us will play it and see who can do the best.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Something for the Genesis.
Oh, come on. This is the one game that escapes me every single time I go to a show. I
Oh,
almost will never see it.
I'm not sure I've ever seen it.
And it's a great game.
So great, no one's ever heard of it. Like Alf.
you never see it, only on eBay for insane prices. Sheet people we have good. Yeah, we're gonna do SMS too, Knocker. It's just even the writing in this is great. I'll do a continue. It's just I mean, like, this game is like kind of hard.
Ooh.
Oh, that's another one I completely forgot that we should do on stream.
What?
Gaiaris. That actually got a release on the Switch, guy. So I didn't know. I think I posted it. I was not 100% sure or not, but so Gaiaris and a bunch of other games, but like I think it's 2 Genesis games, a lot of PC Engine games and stuff like that actually just got a release on the Switch, and it's a whole collection of shmups. Think the price was going for like maybe like $40 for the game, for the Switch game, but you get like 11. I think it's like 11 games out of it, and some games like you don't even really go see. Like they have download and download 2 on it. It's a solid collection that they put on that little cartridge. So I was kind of impressed with that. Definitely one of them was Gaiaris. Let's see. Oh, there's Green Dog.
Ooh. Power up.
Oh, is that the first stage you're from Musha?
Yeah.
I like the opening of Musha. Musha, it's not bad. This is a good game. Then again, this follows the Truxton layout. But this game's also another one that's like ridiculously hard. Do you own Grindstormer or no?
I do not think I do.
Welsh, do you have this one?
What's that?
Grindstormer.
What game is that?
Grindstormer for Genesis.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have it on
yeah, I
the
got 'em all.
arcade mini, not the Genesis.
Did they put Musha on the mini? I don't think they did.
I mean, I don't have the cartridge. No, I've looked
You're-
at them, but geez, I don't know, man.
The arcade mini is awesome. If you're gonna do anything, that's definitely the way to go.
What, the Astro Mini?
Yeah, the Astro City Mini. That thing is nice.
Well, you got one of those. Ah,
Knocker.
Simon Garfunkel.
I just wanted to say it.
To say what?
Oh, just how I say knocker. Knocker. Knocker's a little badass. Last time I remember really talking to him, he was making a sandwich, or his mom was calling for him.
A sandwich?
And Knocker's getting up there on RA.
I know.
Mindstormer, no first.
Knocker will be the boss here shortly.
Okay. Yeah, this game's interesting because if you move back without shooting, you get like a wider spread. And then if you move back again, you get that concentration, which is deadly for the boss. It's definitely, this game's definitely got its like 90s-esque feel to it.
Hey, you can't hang out right there. Or right there.
Hey, that's true, Knocker. You actually got me into some games I wouldn't normally have played, like Hook and Animaniacs.
Got him! Yeah, we'll find some neat games.
Knocker.
What the heck are you? Are you playing Toe Jam and Earl 3? Welch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he is up there. Oh, wow. What's the, Knocker, what's your rank?
What's the secret to your success?
He's just really good at platforming, the two of them. Foxy and Knocker. Cosmic's also really good too. I think I just got destroyed by Super Mario Brothers. I'm just done. I can't jump for my life. I can't jump for shit. Oh wow, that's awesome.
What the heck? Get back off.
Yeah, I admire you guys doing all those games for the Achievos and everything. It really makes you play a lot of like different games and stuff, and you really experience like a lot of awesome games and meet a lot of awesome people.
Did not mean to get that close. Yeah, oh, nope, one more life. We're gonna hang back now. Man, that was
You
just
on like you're on
far
stage
enough.
2, aren't you?
Do what?
I think you're on stage 2.
Yeah, I was. And then it was over.
This game's in like it's tough because you have such limited screen space and you have everything coming after you in such a limited area with like these what are these flying rocks coming after you, flying islands.
What is that one?
One I'm playing,
Yeah,
Grindstormer.
a Grindstorm.
This is one of my one of my favorites besides Musha Vapor Trail. I wish you should go see like Foxy's stream. It was amazing. Like he had the hair and the ring thing and the the TV fading out behind him and stuff with the white painted face.
Red face and the black the
Yeah.
raccoon eyes.
Yeah, it was cool. All right, I'm gonna try to bring this together and just over DPS these guys. Only got 500. That was bad. Super up. You know, of all the Genesis games we play, I don't think we ever play like the early ones like Altered Beast. But they're right at the end.
Funkify.
Funky Cone Medina.
You
Yeah.
guys are like, God, just out of nowhere.
I'm getting destroyed. Yeah, it was a really good. It was a good stream. I got to admit. I gotta say that was a good stream that he had. He put a lot into that. He definitely put a lot into that. Cassie was like going nuts about that with that game. Foxy, is that like one of her favorite games or something? You should try Hellfire too while I'm at this.
Eat it, boat.
I remember if you need to collect the food in this for experience or.
Gain ground. I have gain ground. Gain ground's not bad. I would have played Herzog's Y.
Gain Ground is fun.
It is the gain ground.
It's a good co-op game. Social Gamer and I almost beat it, and then like the next day he went through and beat it solo.
Oh, it is a lot of points to redeem. Probably because I don't think anyone can stomach the game itself, the way it looks. But it was funny though with those sounds, like when you would kill something and you make that splat sound, kind of reminded me of like the old Nickelodeon with the gack and. I hate these guys. I really don't like these guys. I should try, Game Ground's good. Knocker. I hope. I want to try to be Mason one of these points, one of these days. Get like a really good high score on that.
Just gotta keep playing over and over again.
That's a game that surprises me through and through when it comes to Genesis. And you talk to a lot of people that have Genesis and they're big like Gen heads and stuff. And you tell them, hey, like you like Mason Saga? And they're like, wah. And it's just like, did you ever play Saint Sword? What's that? Or,
Amazing Saga Mutant Fighters, not a well-known game. I think it was a little bit
But
too late
it's-
in the life.
It's such a great game, though.
Where's the boat?
Here it is, V5.
Oh, shit.
Whoa, we gotta go all the way over there.
Shoot.
V5 is Grindstormer. Control
Down
type.
there and not get it.
Control type's left-handed. Fire bomb. Fire bomb.
Oh, I'm breaking all the mirrors. Whoops.
Credit limit.
I just jumped right off the edge.
Uh-oh. Oh. This is... well, I reversed the controls stupidly on this. So up is down, down is up, right is left, right is low, boy.
Yeah.
Gonna have to reset this. That would be awesome to see Foxy too, Sailor Scout.
What is that?
Sailor Moon.
Oh.
They have some good PC Engine Sailor Moon games.
Dang it.
Trigger for.
I'm gonna get
This-
low on fuel.
Just put whatever game you want to play. You want to, whatever, just in the chat.
Knocker, just... Did you want to do a head-to-head game, or...
I just think he wants to just say, hey, just play this.
You just do a wheel space. Stealth ships.
I like this one too. This is the only game that has like search and destroy missiles that go with you that will attach to the enemy and like shoot them until they're almost done. Really weird, interesting game. Soldier Case is another one. That one doesn't get, a lot of light. Gaiaris gets... You see Gaiaris like everywhere. Everyone's like always, oh, Gaiaris. Like, it's a great game, this. This one you don't really see. Hellfire, you don't think you really see that much? And that's another one too. You don't you talk to people, which is not a very popular game, and I don't understand why. Alicia Dragoon.
I think Alicia Dragoon is. It's just I don't know, but I'm out of ammo. Dang it! I'm completely out of ammo. It's armor repair. Which I need some of that too. Crud, I think that I gotta take that guy out.
He redeemed the game. You want to go play it?
We can.
SMS. So it's gonna be. You probably have this game too. Take a Master System. There was a game called The Flash for the Master System?
Yep. It's weird.
Wow. Huh. Operation Wolf. Oh, is it Alex Kidd in Miracle World? Yep, this is it. I have it. I'm downloading it.
Something fun.
Let me just see. Is this the game I'm thinking of? This is the... T-Force 2. I don't think this is it. Yup, this is it. This is... You guys ever played this game?
Galaxy Force 2?
Yes. When I wanted to get this game was like $80. I didn't think it was worth like $80. But it's interesting the way like you can move around the ship and
Bunker for the SU-1000 has limited appeal.
I'll play it. I like Alex Kidd.
Rock, paper, scissors until you die.
So let me guess, do you have Alex Kidd?
Yeah. I have all three of the Alex Kidd Master System games.
So the Master System, if I remember correctly, was to keep up with or to compete with the Nintendo.
With the NES, yeah.
Now the Genesis
was to compete against the NES.
Okay.
Was it?
Yep.
The Genesis to compete against the NES?
Yep.
I did not know that.
They wanted to beat Nintendo the 16-bit system, and they wanted something that would look better than the NES.
Ooh, Rocket Knight Adventure.
But I mean, if you think
Down
about it,
for that.
Sega released like new hardware almost every year,
They did.
which was cool, but also probably part of their downfall.
It was too much. Foxy put on their Rocket Knight Adventure. That's a very good game. Could play that
We'll
next.
see if I
love
can
that
make
game.
it past this first level.
Man, Foxy, I remember getting that for Christmas and playing it all throughout Christmas, and I was just amazed by that game. Rocket Knight Adventures, it was such a good game. Game Ground is phenomenal. Gunstar's a really good game too. John Madden Football. You know what? I wouldn't put it past you to put a football game out there.
Hey, there's Mutant League Football. Mutant League Football is always fun.
Never played it. Okay, I'm not punching that rock again because this dude just kills me.
Eat it, frogs! Boom! They stole my bicycle! Let's see if I can... Oh, beat this guy.
No. Oh, this is cool. He goes in the water with his little fist. So is he a monkey?
Oh no! I forget what the order is for these guys.
He looks like a little monkey.
What if he is a monkey?
Now, was this the Master System's flagship mascot?
To start, yes.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing is they had Opa Opa from Fantasy Zone.
Oh, he got me.
You gotta get down below the guy.
Not very good. Rocket Knight, I love. Game over. Rocket Knight Adventure. That, you know something? That would have made an amazing
I
cartoon.
died. Alright.
That really would have been an awesome cartoon if they came out with it. Rocket Knight Adventure. Oh, I could imagine the anime on that cartoon. It would have been phenomenal.
But would it have? Really?
That's, and like I was talking to you, that's another game that doesn't get much like Kid Chameleon.
We need to get you over on the Sega Crew channel. All Sega. Which is their Segathon 5 is coming up this weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all Sega games, and this time it's all speedrunning games. Yeah.
Can you? No, I don't think you could speedrun Alicia, but
I mean, every game can be speedrun. It's just how much.
I've seen people speedrun Splatterhouse 2 and Troubleshooter. Troubleshooter's a fun game. That's another one that never gets light at all. Rolling Thunder 3. And there's another one. Rocket Knight Adventures. I'm going to choose this one. And then I'm going to go back to Alex Kidd. That game was a lot of fun.
Did you even try to make it to the boss? I mean, come on.
Alex Kidd.
Yeah,
This game.
I get my head beat in, so.
Knocker, I remember when you said you got this game for Christmas or something. Which games, like Rolling Thunder 3 and Troubleshooter? I don't hear almost nobody. This? What it? Yeah, I chose the Japanese version. I always wanted to see it. I never saw it before. Man, this was a phenomenal game back in the day. I have to get used to the controls. Again, it's been a long time. You're playing this on an arcade stick?
Yeah,
So is this one of the games you do own?
I do own this one.
I think we all
This
own
one I got, actually from, what was it? Somebody that I knew from an early access game. This one and Streets of Rage 2. He was the community manager for a game that went defunct kind of early. And he started doing repair work and stuff for consoles and buying and selling. And I dropped by his stream once in a while and picked up this one and Streets of Rage 2. Both games I never thought I would get. Now I'm curious of what they're actually selling for these days. Boomerman is the only mascot platformer that
Yo,
matters.
Jim's all like, "Where the damn treat at?" And he's like, "Here's your treat," and throws out pumpkin pie.
I like pumpkin pie.
I love pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin
Oh,
pie is
wait,
one of my
would
favorite
occasionally
desserts. You got
bring
pumpkin
out my
pie,
toast,
you got
give
peanut butter
my
pie,
tea.
and then rhubarb
It-
pie.
I never had rhubarb before.
Generally it's strawberry rhubarb, but that's okay too. Come on, let's go. M-O-P-R.
You know what game, Knocker, you would love? It's called Radical Rex.
Rocket Knight, $74 complete.
That went down.
Streets
Streets 2 is probably about 60.
Streets of Rage 2. 53 complete. That's dropped.
That's dropped. I told you things are dropping.
Whoa.
Yeah, Master Welsh, I was looking and I almost fell out of my chair. Then
Yeah,
I
price
looked
of
it up.
games.
Magic Knight Rayorth, man. That thing was $1,200. Yo, now they're selling it for $7. She took a $500 hit. I was like, wow. I got very excited
Yeah.
about that.
I've been seeing that.
Yeah, hopefully
was
people will start letting it go and
Yeah. That was some good news right there. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, there was a guy, I seen him in a group, and he was trying to sell. You could tell he'd been hoarding, and they were all like the heavy hitter Genesis games. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm selling these for price charting." And I called him out, and I was like, "Whatever, dude. If you look at the trend, that it's time to change these price chartings. People need to stop paying for that crap because all you guys are trying to offload now because you guys were investors, not real people who wanted them."
the only thing that's gonna stink is It's
So
also going to hurt the retro
I called him out,
stores.
and he didn't like that, but screw him.
What are the heavy hitters on Genesis?
I mean, realistically, those are the people that made all this extra hype around it anyways.
Correct. That's true. Well, you talking about like Hagane? No, oh my God, Crusader and
Yeah, Crusader
Kamikaze
Sentai.
Squirrel.
He had a copy of
El Viento.
Crusader Senti in there, but he had like 2 copies of Castlevania, 2 copies of Truxton, 2 copies of like, I think it's Body Count.
I need body count.
Just all the rarer games, harder to get, and the ones that people really want that are $100 plus.
I need body count and that. What is it? The time something.
And like he's all like price charting.
Suck it, price chart.
I'm
I
sure
bet you no one's
eBay
gonna
sold
buy 'em, man.
listings.
I was just so surprised that that game actually took.
I think
Such a
I think
hit
they
when it
mean
did.
cost wise.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like cost.
I mean, some games are still going to hold some value, but I mean, none of this ridiculously priced stuff.
I think a lot of this stuff's going down real soon.
How the heck do I mute that so I don't hear what I'm saying?
Where are you hearing it from? Oh, do you have the stream?
I'm trying to preview. And I got so I can hear what you guys are saying off of
Well,
my mixer.
I don't think Knocker they consider Outback
But I keep
Joey
hearing everything I say.
to be canon for like rare Genesis games. I think like even because I think Outback Joey and the Miracle Piano, those fall in like a really great category along with the what was it, the green Blockbuster testing, and then it was the Blockbuster Championship. That type of stuff you don't really consider most like rare stuff. Would be like Kamikaze, Truxton, Vapor Trail, El Viento, Punisher complete with tattoo, Crusader Ascenti with strategy guide, like that type of stuff. That was a big thing though. Like everyone was like, "Oh, Outback Joey," and I was like, "Nope." I was like, "How could it be Outback Joey?" No one can get there. I mean, it's like that stupid piano that came out.
Hey.
Yeah, but some of the games will hold their value, but I think all that stuff people have been hoarding is starting to come out. I mean, this guy had multiple copies of stuff, and it's like, there's no reason to have that many if you just wanted one, you know?
What was he asking for Crusader?
I mean, I don't care if people want to get rich, but it's just like, man, you guys kind of screwed it up for everybody here.
They did, and now they're seeing a really big decrease in prices because no one's buying them anymore. You know it's got to be bad when your local game store doesn't take rare games anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
My local game store won't. He's been sitting on a complete copy of Dragon Force with the RAM card still in the RAM card's in the box too, everything. And he's sitting on that. He's sitting on Albert's Odyssey. He's sitting on Haunting Grounds, and nobody will go in. He's like, I've had these games for over 2 years, and people come in, ask what the price is. As soon as they find out what the price is, someone will go over and pick up like Call of Duty or something like that for $6, or they'll pick up Medal of Honor or something like that for PlayStation 2 and walk out. And he's had them in the display for I can't even tell you how long.
And the time to probably sell them is past. Thing is, if you want top dollar, I mean, maybe you'll get it, but you might have to wait a long time for it.
No, Foxy, the price for Ruler Rose was $575. Come on, buddy.
Well, another thing to think about too is someone's going to try to get all those extras and try to still control the market. I mean, I think that stuff's going to happen, but I mean, once they start hitting that ridiculous price, I cut way back on stuff that I kind of think about it a little more.
Albert Odyssey was
Because I mean, when I'll admit, I mean,
$375.
when I was making my purchases, most of them were not for resale thought, but that sealed graded stuff, I kind of started to fall for that, and then I was like, enough of that.
Oh. I think it's pretty easy to fall into the graded or anything. It's like, oh, hey, you do this, you might be able to make some quick money.
Yeah, 200's awesome. I got mine for, I think it was about 85 back in 2003. I mean, he was, just to give you an idea, he was sitting on Punisher.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like Foxy's saying, 500 is still a lot.
Yeah, 500 is... But even, I think Rayearth for, oh, what is it? 700, yeah, it's a lot. But from where it was to where it is now, that's something to see a significant change in. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, Rayearth it's still $700, still a lot of money. But to take a $500 dip in price, that's something that's kind of crazy over.
Well, what'll be funny is if the people are the ones that were buying them for selling. You know?
Now they're going to be taking a loss.
I mean, if somebody's buying and they want to spend that kind of money for their personal thing, that's, you know, that's their power. But I mean, if they're trying to be the scalpers, they deserve it.
It's not gonna work. He had Punisher for a reasonable price. I think it was like $150. And I have the box, the manual, and the tattoo, but I don't have the game. And I got the game from him for like $150, and I was kind of like happy about that. Yeah, you're right, Foxy. You're totally right. And John, not to say I'm just not jealous of, you know, that nice Evo copy that you have sitting around.
that he got from my brother.
God, he showed that on stream the other day, and I did one of those face palm Patrick Stewart type of things from Star Trek, and I was like, oh man, that's nice. So, but yeah, it was
And that kind of
more.
money,
That was a nice game. Did your brother like that game when he played it?
Yeah, I thought it was a fun game. He and I both enjoyed it. It was very grindy.
Yeah, but
And that
it
was the
was
part
awesome grinding.
often when he'd let me play. It was like, all right, we need to kill this guy. Or, kill this thing so we can upgrade our jaws or upgrade our armor or whatever.
So what? So I almost bought off my cousin for $400 a few years back. He asked for 1,000 after I gave him my offer. Oh God! 1,000 for wow, Ray Earth? Yeah, that box art from NX is it's gorgeous. I mean, even Chrono Trigger's beautiful box art.
All right, well, there's that one.
Who's Owaz? Owaz, who's your bro? What the hell?
Wadib. He comes to the channel on occasion. He was there on Monday.
Never told me.
I posted it on my Discord and a couple other Discords. Pictures and
No,
I think
I know what you're doing. Just
John
kidding.
at Home Dad Gamer picked up Spike McFang. I love that game too. And the thing was, I told my brother, I was like, I'd love to get these games from you, but I can't pay you what they're worth.
Wait, your brother was selling games?
His Super Nintendo collection, and pretty much everything was complete in box.
And this was on your Discord?
Yeah, you go back several years.
Oh,
It's
okay,
probably been
okay.
2 or 3 years, Foxy, you think?
What was it, like the cusp of COVID, 2019?
No, I think it was before that.
180 for Mega Man X3.
3 years ago. So, okay, maybe it was before COVID.
What X3's going for 320 right now. I don't think X3's even moved.
But he's a big PC gamer. And he's just the stuff just sat in boxes and stuff.
Damn.
Like actually I had given him this control stick. Or sorry, arcade stick.
Yeah.
A few years ago when he got a Model 2 Genesis. And several years ago I asked him, how much to buy it, and he just gave it back to me. Along with his Model 2 Genesis, and he had 2 or 3 games, but one of them was Gunstar Heroes, which was awesome because he and I played that a ton, too. That was a lot of fun. John Madden Football 93 Championship Edition. Gee, Many Christmas.
Yeah, you got it for a steal. I got X2, X3, and X1 I had as a kid.
I think he had Mega Man X. He may still have some games, but he had Game Boy stuff, N64 stuff, and a couple NES, and then mostly Super Nintendo stuff. We should have asked Slippy what teams he wanted us to be. You still around, Slippy?
I just think, like I was saying, prices are going. When you see
going down, excellent. If they're not going down, whatever.
When you see Ray Earth go down like that, yeah, that's something.
What
to be
teams
said.
should we be choosing for the 2 teams, Slippy?
Yes.
Okay, it's just the name of the towns. So you got Atlanta instead of the Falcons. Buffalo,
This isn't
Chicago,
great.
Cleveland, Giants. So you have New York,
This is a fun
New
stage.
York, and then Atlanta. All right.
It's a hard state, the jumping, but whatever.
Do I get to choose which? I don't get to choose which team I'm. Oh, I guess I'm Atlanta. Okay. See if I can figure out how to kick this off. I don't know if I'm home or visitor.
Does anybody else have Xbox with the insignia installed on it?
I do not.
I think it's still, something that easy to do. Get on here, try to play some Toe Jam with me.
Oh, no, I'm New York. Okay.
I'm sorry, I was. New York Giants.
New York Giants.
I
Yeah.
don't even watch football. I shouldn't even be complaining. He's gonna whack me again, but I'm gonna whack you for everything you got. Oh, you dead. Pick up my apples. Give me my health.
2 and 6. I need to recap both of my original Xboxes. Dude. They're taking a little bit too much time to figure out
Yeah,
what they're gonna do.
he's right, Foxy. Like, my friend just did that. He just set up his Xbox as an emulation machine, and that thing is super powerful to emulate on.
I got mine modded years ago.
It's a smart idea. It was really good. It was a good system.
Yeah.
Controller was very comfortable.
Special teams. Punt return.
Does yours play online, Foxy? Can you play games online with other people?
Use X-Link Kai. As well as Insignia. Whoa. Wow, we were down on... Woo! Let's go far. Alright, we want to try and get it to B. I have no idea. How does offense work on this? Woo! We got it! I'm not sure B is what I should have hit. I was trying to twist and... Just want some posts.
I'm just looking at things. So the Sega Club, like, what do they?
The Sega
Like,
crew,
yes,
they just run...
They really.
On occasion, they run events for Sega stuff. I believe Welch is the one that actually told me about them.
I take it Master System Marcel was part of them.
He is...
No,
now...
you told me about him, dude.
Huh? No, I'm pretty sure you told me about him.
You told me about Sega Crew.
Who told me? Somebody told me.
I don't know.
I think you're just. I just think anything that there's something Sega,
Whoops.
it just follows you.
No. Shoot.
Sega was like really your system of choice as a kid growing up, wasn't it?
Well, that was my first console. My brother got a Game Boy, and I got a Genesis a year or two later.
Mine was the Atari 5200,
I'm sorry.
and then I got the
The
7800.
Atari.
God, I hated Ghostbusters for that damn system.
Come on. It takes way too much time. Dude.
But
like
I would love to do
third
that
and 20
Sega
now?
stuff. I love
Okay.
Sega.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna, even if we get to fourth down, we're going for a... We'll go for it. Dude, I said throw it. What a bunch of crap.
What the
Stupid game. Bar. There's one where.
Dude, it's been so long since I played this, I'm like stuck.
Well, you should be playing a Genesis game. Dude, get the freak off me! You're supposed to be on my team.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I haven't played this game in so long, and I still remember like all the levels and everything.
I haven't beat Rocket Knight Adventures.
A hard game. Oh, he came out, that sneaky guy.
Oh,
I like this. I love this stage though. The one with the cart. The boss is super interesting in this too.
oh, the train
With
guy.
with the dual arms and the nose.
Yeah.
The bosses were really awesome in this game.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Not a
you know
first
what
down.
game? You know what game they could probably speedrun? Kid Chameleon. I've seen a lot of people speedrun that game.
The thing is, you can skip a ton of levels if you know how to run it.
That was a big thing with speedrunners in Mario 3 with the flutes.
How the heck did you get past me? Short gained. Was it enough? Dang it was enough.
This game's super fun. Oh, yup. And there's my pitfall of jumping.
They're gonna score. They're gonna score. No.
I'm gonna burn through 6. I had 6 resets. I'm gonna burn through all of them because of the jumping. Man, if I got really good at jumping,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interception. Eat it, boys.
Stop.
28-yard gain. Oh yeah.
I love this game too. That's when you know it's pretty crazy because I've even seen
Oh, get up, get up, get up.
starting to go down.
Dude, where were you? No one there to catch it. What the heck?
What's this? Let's see.
No!
What for B or A?
Evil poachers.
First down. Woo!
What?
Can we score?
What?
No! I gotta get that first bounce.
Oh, no, 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 no.
No, we're not doing this.
Normal. You love 32-bit and earlier sports games? Some of them are a lot of fun.
Some of them are, yeah.
Let's wait for the halfback, fullback to run across this time.
What was Target Earth?
Not a good game. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I might not be thinking of the right game.
Target Earth is Assault Suit Lanos.
Can you say that again, but in
Genesis.
English?
Okay, so there's a series called Assault Suit Lanos.
Mm-hmm.
If you say so.
Target Earth was renamed for the U.S.,
Well, with a name like that, it needed to be.
so that's Assault Suit Lanos 1.
I think Assault Suit Leno sounds badass. Oh, damn. Okay, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Not the game I was thinking of. I go singing a Heavy Nova. Heavy Nova. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah. No, no, thank you.
Man, the opposing team takes way too long to choose. How did I get a delay of game? I couldn't do anything because of the other team. Freaking poop. There we go. Hail Mary. Let's go. Catch it, you dummy.
I believe this game's on the PC Engine too.
Where was that? Down and up. All right. Normal. Goal line.
Oh, Heavy Nova's. Yeah. Heavy Nova's super bad. So's Toxic Crusaders. That's another one that's pretty bad. And Toys. Toys was a weird movie to begin with. The game is even
Hey,
weirder.
throw the ball. Come on, let's go. I think we need to see if we can get a quarterback sneak it. No, I should not have done the quarterback sneak. Should have used that for trying to kill the time. Oh well. Yeah, 4 yards. Something.
What about Atomic Kid? You guys
No.
like that game too, or no?
Atomic Kid is kind of weird.
I think this Rio's got to be somewhat SNK, because Rio was in it.
Oh! Oh, we didn't make it. So close. First down.
This is like what? It was probably Art of Fighting for Genesis.
Come on, dude, let's go. It's a poop.
I was told by one of the Neo Geo guys that Final Fight 2 was in bad on Genesis. You guys ever played that?
Final Fight is overrated.
You really think so?
I completely think so.
I like King of Fighters is good.
And I think most people it's just have nostalgia for it. And it's just not a good game. Like
Well,
Streets of Rage
Final-
beats Final Fight like all day long.
Oh, my bad. Fatal Fury 2. That was it. Now I remember. He
Oh,
said
Fatal Fury. I don't know.
2 for Genesis was pretty decent.
Oh, PAT. I didn't even look. Could have gone for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
All right. We scored a touchdown. Time for something else. We mentioned Heavy Nova, so we'll go with that one.
I'm gonna do what I set out to do what Knocker was talking about. Troubleshooter. So weird of a game.
Oh.
It's like 2 doubles you control. Control the girl, the front or the back. Avalanche, lightning storm, tidal wave. I always wondered if they came out with this game for like another system or something.
Dude, did you see that about Sonic All Stars?
What? All Stars or Origins or
It's
What's with Sonic?
it's a new Sonic game that's coming out this fall that does the 2D format with like smooth graphics and all the players like Knuckles and Amy and it'll probably do good. I mean, it's just reminds me of like another refined Sonic Mania release.
is this called Sonic All Stars?
Yeah, if you go to their site and sign up now too, you'll be able to unlock a skin for Amy. They'll send you a code for whatever system.
I got an ad for Sonic or Sega at Walmart.
Oh, you know what? I had the stream playing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't see
So
anything for Sonic.
that's weird. So
All
I can't
Stars.
hear Owaz or Saiyan.
That is
You
weird.
should be able to hear us through Discord.
Yeah, unless you have Discord muted.
Because that's how, like, I'm saying can hear me, and I hear saying through Discord. But then I've got my mic over here that's going to the stream. Let's go to what's new. Sonic Origins.
here.
Sonic Frontier.
Ah. Another interesting game in Sector X. Bless you.
Along with Biohazard Battle.
I don't see anyone ever play in Sector X. Biohazard's pretty. It's a good game. Like, I was watching Slippy play that. I was like, whoa, what game is this? And he's like, oh, Biohazard. I'm like, wow, I gotta get this. And then I realized I had it. Alright, come on.
Yeah, that's weird. The only way I can hear you guys is through the stream preview. So, Saiyan and Owaz, what channel are you guys talking in?
What do you mean? It's just the channel that we're all sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we hear you.
That's weird, because I can't hear you guys.
That was very strange.
I can only hear you through the Twitch preview.
That is weird.
Wait, how did this ever make it through testing?
Sometimes it's like, how did ET make it through testing?
Checkers is
There
your
was no testing.
Discord and sound mixer. Alright, let me check that there. Knocker. Thanks for the help, Knocker.
I'm hitting the button and he's not doing anything. This game puts frickin' 3-day-old poop to shame.
I got it. Thanks, Knocker. I had it. That's why I was getting noise out of my monitor. Got it fixed. Thanks, Knocker, you little badass.
Okay, that's enough of that garbage. That's the wrong reset button to hit.
Let's see here.
2020 Nen Super Baseball. Let's look at that. Oh. You guys keep
You
playing.
doing okay,
I'm gonna take a
Oaz?
nap. I'm tired.
Oh, it's like you almost seemed like you ate a big meal or something, trying to digest.
No, I cut the front yard and planted a few things, so dug some holes, and I'm tired. I have no idea.
This level was interesting.
No.
The pipes.
B.
It's another game that would have made an awesome Sega CD game if they popped it and like put like some anime scenes towards it and everything. This would have been a phenomenal game.
Foul. What? Apparently there is no foul ball. Oh, we lost your gameplay, Welch. It's going. Oh. Trying to bean him.
I hate the fact this guy can ram you.
Yeah, let's skip on that one. That's a good sign.
Movable backgrounds. Oh,
I don't
this
know.
is
I was messing around with stuff and I messed something up.
I probably just stopped sharing.
Yeah, good old me and OBS don't get along.
oh, I'm not. The hell with these guys. She's got to be like right in sync with me. Oh, come on.
This is weird.
Ah, this guy stinks. Tough man contest? Totally see this making a really good, like, anime.
Hmm. Oh man.
Mhm. We're all sitting here quiet, playing our games.
I know I'm starting to get into this. I haven't played this in such a long time, and it's
I'm just
like
tired.
convoluted to play a little bit, but it's like it's kind of entertaining.
This game's. I
Damn
hate
it.
this. I hate this level. It starts off easy, just with the soul, and you just gotta ride side, but jeez.
Hey, how many of you guys use Steam?
I do.
I do for some stuff.
Who wants a code for Demons of Asborg or Asti Bros?
I'll take one.
What is that?
There's also a Genesis version, isn't there?
Yeah, I got the Genesis one. They just sent me a code for the ROM or Steam,
Okay.
so I can get. I'll give the Steam code away.
I'll take it.
What type of game is that?
An action platformer.
Yeah, for Genesis, it's the kind of like the people that made Demons of Astborg or whatever. Yeah, I'll send that over to you. It was.
They're completely out of sync. That's better.
Do, 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 do.
Game over.
Game over. Game over, man. Look, you lost. You didn't get
He has
to
a
the
new-
chopper in time.
He has a new show on Netflix, apparently.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yep.
Damn it.
Surprised.
Man, I know that. I need to convert all the boogies. So where the heck's that boogie? He needs to stop like disappearing.
Just run
There
to
he
the,
is.
Run to the bathroom.
Get your ass back here.
Oh, Masters of Darkness? No, that's Vampire for the Game Gear. Wait, is that... What are you playing, Masters or Vampire?
This is
Oh, was.
the title was just vampire.
Because there's a Vampire for Game Gear.
But this doesn't look like it's cut like a Game Gear version, so it may have just been.
No,
But it had a
Might be
title screen that
Masters.
just said vampire.
might be Masters.
I would say it's Masters of Darkness, but came up with the title just as vampire.
Vampire. That's weird.
Watch out for this. The strange thing is just like they troll you so much with trying to give you that stupid dagger.
Yeah, for you to just fall down and die. I'll be right back.
You can just jump over that dog.
Did you change the game rope up? again, Owaz, or
Yeah, I'm playing
did you flip the
Vampire,
camera?
Master of Darkness. Hmm.
Damn, getting swarmed there. Come on, boogies, come out.
Yeah. Dang it. Can I just fall? I think I can just fall off, can't I? Oh, that was a bad drop. Dang it. Just. Gold.
Dang it.
So long, Jack. You're out of here. Twinkle tail.
Hang in there, Owaz, hang in there.
Yep, it's almost the weekend. Yeah, supervisor left like 45 minutes early today. And I was like, you could have said that I could have gone home too.
Left you hanging, huh?
Yep. Well, get pushed into it.
Wonderful Amusement Studio. I don't even know what game this is. Let's see, Twinkle Tail? Sure. Ah.
Dang it. So then he reappears because I didn't destroy him. Or convert him, I should say. There he is. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, I dug out all my Xbox Sega games.
lot of them?
No, there isn't too many. I don't have Utagi 1 or 2. But, Toe Jam and Earl, Panzer Dragoon, Jet Set Radio. I don't know. I got another one. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. There's a Shenmue game, then there's Outrun. Sega did a few on it.
Yeah, I think I've got Shenmue 2.
I think a lot of people like Shenmue.
Dang, that was a bad game. Shenmue was a fun game. At least Shenmue 2 was.
Boom. Wow, you got one hit in this. Damn.
You died.
I did, miserably.
You died and you dead.
One hit and that's it. That's what you're allowed. It kind of reminds me of, what is that game? Elemental Master?
Yeah, the map and stuff really looks like that.
A fun game.
French fries. Baron, what's up? What's up,
What's going on, Baron?
Cosmic?
Cosmic?
Oh damn, Cosmic 2?
Mm-hmm.
Careful what you ask for.
We are all playing these games. I don't know, we're all into these games. This thing, I've never seen this game before. I'm like, wow, this isn't a bad Genesis game. She even got like homing balls or whatever. Oh, that's a cool boss.
Just working. Yeah, it was a long day, so I'm tired and
I'm gonna be up. God
easily
knows
getting
what hour.
absorbed into something else.
I'm gonna be up until who knows what hour working on stuff tonight.
And yet here you are playing games.
Well, it's good to take a break.
Oh,
that's
I
for sure.
know.
Let
I'm just
my
giving you a bad
rest.
time.
Wow, this game's interesting. I died, but I'm like, wow. Wait, so Welsh played this game? Baron?
Oh, Twiggletail? Yeah.
This game is awesome. What is it? You have the card for this?
No, what I did is I bought it was a reproduction cart. Because that's a pretty expensive game right there. And I bought a reproduction of Musha, and that game was, the guy was selling that too, so I bought that and Musha. and like $10 a cartridge, and
Oh, it's
but
the MD game.
yeah, I know they did I thought they did an English translation of that game too, but I can't
Oof,
remember if the one I was playing was an English translation or not.
oof. That is a price tag.
Yeah. I
Ooh,
mean, dude, that's the thing, man. It's just like it's almost too absurd. I mean,
$1,800.
yeah, it's too absurd, man.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is completely ridiculous.
You
I'll end
figure you figure that stands up with some of the rarest of prints, and that could be because it is maybe a rare print. I don't know, but it's a cool game, but it's not $1,800 cool to me.
No, this is an $1,800 cool by far not. I was saying like when I was playing this, I'm like, oh yeah, if this game's like $30, I'll pick it up.
Oh.
And that's what I've been saying, man. I've been saying that a lot lately. Is people need to start look at quality of play to insert that price tag, not just, oh, you got a low print number. Well, it's got a low print number because it was hot garbage.
That's so true. That's true. I bet this is a. I gotta say though, like once you get this down, man, this is awesome. I'm gonna put this up on RR for this week. This is a really good game.
Arr.
No, like it's weird though because it's challenging to get far and like avoid everything. So it's got that like STG feel, but in the same
Oh.
Jesus, you're gonna suck us all. It's got that STG feel, but it plays really well.
Why are shooters
Yeah,
called
I mean
STGs?
it does play well, but I
Oh
just
god,
yeah,
not for that price tag. I mean,
no.
God, like that's like Hagane money right there.
I mean, like I said, I've made some ridiculous purchases, and I can't look back on that, but I'm not gonna make another ridiculous purchase for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
It's
I
like there's
don't
just
I don't blame
no,
you.
man. Like
No,
I said,
not
I've even thought
no, I
about
did.
thinning out just stuff, that really just thinning out. And that's
Probably a
not,
good time to do it now before.
and the stuff I want to thin out isn't even that expensive. Some of it might be, but some of it, I guess, I'm not worried about it. I just want to make the room and get it off my hands and not worry about it. There's only a few more that I think that I actually want to get. I mean, I'll hold on to all my Master System stuff. Probably all my Genesis and Sega CD, but I'm thinking about getting rid of like some Saturn stuff, maybe some Genesis stuff. Um, Game Gear maybe. Uh, yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I just want to get rid of the extra that I'm not gonna probably ever really play, and how it's easy to get sucked into that collecting, just like collector's cards and crap, and it's just one less burden. I mean, I'm kind of thinking about getting a different hobby overall. I mean, I still like playing games, but kind of thinking about getting into mountain biking or something like that.
You can always game when you can't go outside.
It's true. But I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, I've had my fair share of hobbies, but I think out of all of them, this is the one that's the best that I've had. Just retro game collecting. I've been doing it since like '98.
Yeah, I mean it's fun, but I
It
mean
gets
I
ruined.
look at like all the gaming I'm into. I mean I'm into current gen. You know, here I am. You guys are playing pixelated Genesis Master System games, and I'm playing a polygonal Sega game. You know, so I mean I was really big into PlayStation 2 and Xbox era.
Mhm.
You know, I was buying all the games when they came out, the big ones, even if they were garbage, you know. And you know, I kind of want to get back into that era of time. You know, it was kind of a cool time, I think. Um, just a lot of good memories with it.
Being free of material goods, which the first part of what is it? The first part of Buddhism is letting go of your material goods. Like, how was it getting rid of all your like Super Nintendo stuff? I mean, was that
You know,
weird or?
I don't regret it. I don't regret it, dude. I got rid of all that Nintendo stuff, and like I had like probably like 300 games. Um, some pretty good games too. Um, no Little Samson, you know, I wasn't that crazy into Nintendo, but I had some of the like when they do the rating scales, like you know, a little more rare titles. Um, I got rid of all the Game Boy Advance, most of it. I found another box of it. Yeah, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy games, Super NES, N64, GameCube, you know, and that's because a guy a buddy of mine showed up from a garage sale, dropped it off, and was like, "Here you go, man." And he knew I'd started collecting, and I was like, "Thanks, dude." But then it became a double-edged sword because then I'm trying to buy for everything, and it's like it's just too much.
That's
You
why I
can't
don't
buy
collect
for
for any
every
Sony
system.
systems.
I mean, it's too much to really concentrate on buying for all Sega's stuff. You know, I'm to a point now. It's like I don't know if I have it or not. You know, I mean, some of that stuff didn't install on my Polymega, so I don't know what disc games didn't install. I mean, I have to go through and do a full inventory, and it's a pain in the butt. You know,
You've got a lot of
it's a lot
games,
of
don't
work.
you?
I mean, I don't think I have a lot. I mean, there's the hardcore people that have like, oh, 5,000 or you know, 2,000 games. I got maybe 1,000.
Jeez.
You know, and like I don't know. I'm just like I think I could be happy with just a handful on each system, other than wanting to collect the Sega Master System since I was the first. But even then, I started thinking about it's like, God, Great Golf and all those games, those are just not very
Not
appealing,
very good.
you know?
Any of the sports games, just they're not worth
They're
playing.
not
I mean, if
good.
you want to play a sports game, why not play a modern one that'll play well and sound even better and look even better?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a turning point coming up, but I think that's just because I got a lot of time on my hands right now. You know, a lot of time to think, and that's not always good. Uh, you know, I kind of feel for where Slippy was at now a little bit more because I remember he was feeling down and stuff, and with his injury, and like I don't know, I'm kind of reaching that point too. You know, looking forward to getting back to work and stuff like that. I mean, I'm kind of getting a little
Antsy.
yeah, and it kind of just starts grating on your mind a little bit, and like to where you can't even be entertained by the things that are supposed to entertain you. So. If I was having a beer, Slippy, I might actually give you a cheers to the air.
Mhm.
See what made it.
Slippy. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is, you got to really think about that stuff too, because in hindsight, if you dump and think you were ready to do that, and then you look at all the time and effort you put into it, and chance that you'll end up taking a loss on it too,
Probably, yeah.
then you're really gonna hate yourself, And I mean, I definitely took a loss on the Nintendo stuff. Well, no, I don't think I took a huge loss because it was right before prices started getting really buck wild. I mean, I thought, man, I could have held on to that Nintendo stuff for another 3 months. It was that close, and they started going crazy. The prices.
I think Nintendo's cooled down a lot.
Well, the trend is, from what I'm hearing, Nintendo 8-bit's dead. Um, it's kind of slipping into the PS2
Mm-hmm.
era right now.
PS3.
Well,
It's like
PS2
looking
and the
at PS2.
GameCube.
GameCube is huge. GameCube is huge. I should cash in on Ribbit King.
And I had GameCube, and some of it was okay, but I mean, honestly, I played my Xbox more than I played my GameCube.
I played the GameCube a bunch. GameCube was one of my favorite systems.
I mean, when you really look at from a technological aspect, I remember the whole, you know, not Steve Jobs, but the guy who got up on stage, Bill Gates, talking about Xbox, and it was Bill Gates, right?
I don't recall.
The original. But I mean, he got up on stage, and I can still remember those moments.
Oh,
And
the OG Xbox? Yeah, I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah, when he got on stage, and you started seeing that, it was like, man, that looked so much better than what PS2 had to show. But the sad part is when you got your hands on a lot of those Xbox games, they were underwhelming, and Sony on the PS2 managed to get enough, like, experience out of their gameplay. That's how you could tell Xbox was new, but, like this Toe Jam and Earl game. Really good, lush, nice graphics, expansive, but it's missing something. And when you go and look at the history of Toe Jam and Earl, even Greg got in on some conversations about this game and was like, they were kind of forced. Microsoft forced a hand on them, and they were excited to do it, but they couldn't finish the way they wanted. So, knowing that kind of stuff, it's like, man, Microsoft was just trying to push titles, and their trend still shows today. Their trend still shows today, and they get lucky with a title every now and then, but Sony just manages to get that narrative magic to all their games, all their first party stuff, and some third party stuff where the third party's using Sony as the guide for them, with technology, maybe they're exploring technology like Gorilla. They're always a hit, they're always a hit, or a cult hit. So I think as time goes on, I'll always be a Sony gamer.
Yeah, Sony. Yeah, I was sold on the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then PlayStation 3. And then the 5. I don't know, I'm collecting for PlayStation 3 now because I know those games guaranteed are going to go through the roof real soon.
And that's one, I traded some of them off back in the day to get I think I was going to get a Vita. I traded a few of the titles off for a Vita in one of those PlayStation TVs.
Mm-hmm.
And they were titles I didn't play. And I mean, I was already sitting stacks deep of PS3 games, and I'm still stacks deep on PS3. You know, box sets, things like that. So I know going forward, you know, if there's ever thoughts of maybe being able to sell some of that, maybe I would sell some of that too. You know, I don't know if I've hold
I
enough
wouldn't.
sentimental value for it, but
I would hold PS3. I think PS3 is going to go up soon, to be honest with you.
it just sucks because like a lot of their experiences are online still,
That's gonna
and
be the problem
nobody
with the
is on.
PS3 and the 360s. There's so much of that stuff that's tied to the internet.
That's
And
true.
It's just not gonna hold.
Man, did I want this game?
Oh crap.
But I feel like the PS3 is like the last era of like minimal, you know, online control
Yep.
versus PS4. I
true.
mean, PS4, you're just going to be SOL because everything was checked, you know.
Well, there'll be stuff that comes out and you'll be able to either pay for like a subscription so you can get your Xbox or whatever PlayStation to think that it's still online, even though it's not. I've got a PS2 in a box somewhere. My father-in-law saved from the dumpster.
Really?
And I've got a PS2 Slim that doesn't work, and I got a PS3 3 that doesn't work.
You know something? To be honest with you, you say you have a PS2 Slim.
Yeah, that does not work.
Like, is it just the laser or the whole doesn't power on at all?
I don't remember. I bought it with a bunch of other stuff before prices went crazy because
Because
I can mess around with it. And
truthfully, you know, you probably already know where I'm going with this, but putting the cart in there is actually really easy for the what is it, the micro SD chip, and you just get the reader, just pop it in there, and then you could put. You're gonna need a big card because those PlayStation games are huge, but
I have no
probably
intention on
play-
actually. If I got it working, I'd sell it. I
wow.
care this much about collecting for Sony systems. Just big goose egg. Just
I think
because
you've
it
got-
makes it easier. I don't have to worry about when I go to a convention. I can ignore all of the PlayStation stuff. Doesn't matter
That's
what
all.
generation it is. I can ignore it all. If you know, I was with a buddy and they're like, "Oh, hey, I'm looking for this one on the PlayStation." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll keep an eye out for it." But outside of that, I do not care one iota
Oh.
for the Sony stuff.
How come you don't like Sony that much?
No, I went Xbox and Nintendo. That's it. That's why. I could have easily just gone. Nintendo wasn't even a question. It was always going to be Nintendo and one other console. When there was three of them out, I was like, I'm not getting all three. I will go with two. And buddies had 360s and stuff, and I love my 360. It's one of my favorite consoles. 360, GameCube, Genesis, Master System, top four right there.
You see that's why I dumped Xbox though, is because I think Xbox is more controlling than PlayStation ever was, and they got less experiences. I used to collect for 360 too, and I was able to drop that without a second thought, you know. So it's kind of interesting that I'm amazed that you have not played any PlayStation Owaz. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on it, you know. I mean,
But there's a lot of good stuff on Xbox. It's just what did you have at the time? I mean, I could totally be like, oh yeah, hey, for the next year I'm not gonna play anything but PlayStation stuff. But I have there's no reason for me to do that. There's nothing. There's nothing on the PlayStation. There's nothing on Microsoft's consoles. There's nothing on Nintendo's console. There's nothing on any console or any generation. You're like, you have to play this game. This is the one game from this generation you have to play. No, there's nothing. You could skip
Have you
a generation, every generation, and be okay.
ever seen like old Pace commercials? Pace Picante?
Pace Picante. Yep.
Yeah.
New York
The
City.
guy was eating the wrong hot sauce, and he was like, "Time to change your brand."
Yeah, it's easier to stay with what I've got. And this generation, generations going forward, I don't see there being a big reason to even buy the consoles within the first few years. But I wish I could pause this stupid game. But I didn't get a 360 until they had their second revision out, and sometime after that.
Wow. Xbox is a good system.
But 360 games with gold, I got so many games for $5.
That's a good deal, though.
Yeah, because when I had the service and when I started playing on it more, and just boom. So, could I have done the same thing with a Sony system? Absolutely. But I didn't have a Sony system, and so it was Xbox. That's, the console wars are pretty much just done. There haven't really been console wars since the Genesis and the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Meet your mom.
Well, I know you're right about that because Sony's dominated.
They have.
They have, yeah. I mean,
But that's why
360 beats
Nintendo.
them.
But in what way? I think Nintendo has done better in some ways than Sony has. Even Xbox has done better. Xbox has the best live service still. But
I mean, I'll be honest with the both of you. Nintendo, they release so many indie studio games, and the games are so good when you play them on, like, let's say the Switch or whatever it is, that you're absolutely amazed. And I really am proud of Nintendo for doing that, for allowing like those indie studios to just try to get into a platform, and they drop those games onto, like, let's say the Switch.
like, what
These are
games are you thinking of?
Oh, I can go in the cabinet right next to me and pull out like at least 15 of them, and they're like great. I mean, like Princess DX, is a phenomenal game, and that was on the 3D. I think that was on the 3DS, and it came out on the Switch. Overlord is another one, very like Metroidvania-esque type of game. That's also a very good one. I can't. Knocker's making me crack up with that comment. But the Switch, yeah, I mean, like the Switch, you got a lot of like indie stuff that the Switch has that's really awesome.
No, I can't. Say that again. Sorry, saying print is.
No, that's fine.
Good job. No.
But no, yeah, oh yeah, Skeleton Crew.
Except for being a good manufacturing company.
They got a lot of good indie games. I mean, they put out a lot of interesting games and stuff, man, they're not bad.
Sorry, guys, I'm still here. I had to go kill a spider. It was climbing on the wall, a big one.
Jeez. Oh, I hate spiders. Haunting is really good. That's a good game. I've always wanted that game, and it's an EA game too, I believe. But yeah, the Switch puts out these games, man, and they're like you look. I mean, like the Valis collection for Switch.
But Nintendo has nothing to do with that other than they allow it to be on their system.
Exactly, because Nintendo. That's why I like.
It's probably
Switch so
cheaper to
much.
do it, and that's why they put it on the Switch and the install base.
It's great though, because I mean.
Oh, I agree, it's great, but it's not like Nintendo's this great company that's doing this because they're so kind-hearted or anything.
No, I mean they're definitely doing it for a profit or whatever,
come
but
on.
at least they're letting these studios come out and put this stuff on the Switch. I mean, I didn't even see like throw Valis on like PS5 or Xbox, and you're gonna have all these people like, what's Valis? What's stuff like that. I mean, that's the way I feel about the Switch. I feel like it's really a good avenue to get that. Hey, listen, I miss playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I want a Metroidvania type of game. What could you provide for me? Oh, well, here's like Metroid Dread. Well, that's great. Like it's a good game, Or here's uh Wonder Labyrinth. That's a great game too. I think it's like Princess Code DX or something. They had this other game, this other awesome game, Dead or School, and I have it. I played it. It's great. It's like like a little cheesy side-scrolling game
What's
or
going on,
whatever it is.
TGM?
But
Hmm.
hey, what's up, TJ? But that's another good game too. They got all these games that are out there.
I don't know. I think I'm getting old and I'm getting cynical.
I think you got the right I think you got the right idea. I mean, there's a lot. The thing is, there's a lot for PlayStation. You got PS1, PS2, PS3. I mean, old to collect for, and it becomes overwhelming at some points collecting all of these games.
Ow.
I feel like you're probably right though. You're just getting old and cynical. Just kidding.
Dang it, died.
Oh jeez, TJ.
That's why DK Oldies succeeded saying, I'm 45, I remember playing Mario. I want to show my kids Mario, buy NES Mario bundle for $350.
Yeah, but I'm not.
You're not 45.
I'm not
No,
45.
no,
but
but
I'm
he's
not
saying
a
that's
moron.
why DK Oldies succeeded. Because Grandma and Grandpa don't know anything, and it's just a general example, not a knocker. What, cut the age in half? At least? Maybe more?
But
Things
no,
are
it's
no
right though. I mean,
continue.
like that's why DK Oldies like succeeds and stuff like that because, you know. But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the thing
really,
is, people are still giving him free attention and free publicity because everyone keeps talking about it. It's like, just don't talk about it.
they're still going on about that. You're
Yes,
34.
I had a recommended thing from YouTube today, and I'm just like, is everybody just like, don't recommend if anything says DK Oldie, just kill it. I have no desire. Bunch of young pups in there. 34, 35, 39.
I'll be 39 soon. But they were saying that like DK Oldies and everything,
They're
like
just
all
doing what
these.
GameStop's done, and that's, take advantage of people who don't know what they're doing. Little Billy wants such and such game. And they go in and GameStop sells them a bunch of extra crap they don't need.
It's okay because he's a loser. If I lived with my parents, I'd probably be dead because I would shoot myself. That's like no exaggeration, but GameStop, actually now what GameStop's doing is they're allowing people to bring in retro games. And now what these people are saying is they're bringing in all these retro games now into GameStop and picking up PS5s, and they're picking up all these new games and all these pre-orders for their kids and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because there was a while there that they were accepting that kind of stuff,
And it was good
and
prices too.
and now they took it out of the equation, and now they want to bring it back.
Back.
So what they're doing is they're hoping to get a good score, is what they're hoping for.
But I think,
GameStop's not dumb, you know. I mean, they're
but I
gonna
think that's all
definitely.
dried up. A lot of it's dried up.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they got like, some back investor pushing them that direction, and they're like, look, we can put this stuff in auctions under a different name, and it'll be our property at that point, and don't have to sell it in the storefront. I don't know. I don't trust big business wanting to get in on crap like that.
Nope, that's
Not
true.
now.
Do you trust big
because
business
they,
at all?
They had their chance.
I don't trust this business at all. Wait, really?
Oh, dude, really? That's an idea. That's an idea.
Oh man,
Oh,
Knocker, what
shit.
about the Nintendo 3DS Pokemon scam cards? People were buying all these fake Pokemon 3DS games, bringing them in, trading them in for high money, and getting all these pre-ordered games and stuff when those games were all fake.
That's hilarious.
I just think if GameStop starts taking in retro and everything, there's going to be some weird shit going on in the market.
I don't think they stopped taking in retro. They just
No,
they don't have the facilities on site generally to take care of them and test them and stuff. But that may be changing because of something like the Polymega. Holy Hannah, he stopped.
could be true.
I don't know.
They also all the analog systems and thing is they just have to better train their people.
I heard Analog Duo didn't sell very well.
No, the thing is, they should have sold that before they sold the Pocket.
Yeah, the Pocket really takes over the Hue cards and everything from what I heard.
Yeah, you get the adapters, and then what? Why do you need a Duo?
Oh, I didn't even know that, Slippy, thanks. But eventually
And
they
the
stopped
collectibles
accepting
and-
rare goods
yep.
at some point. In games like Earthbound and Bomberman, the second attack weren't even in their database anymore. Yeah, no one's gonna do Earthbound. Everyone's like, oh, Earthbound 350. Her. Like, okay, whatever you say. And then Earthbound, and then Earthbound Big Box. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, more of that, saying you're getting me fired up.
dude. I remember that, man, Master Walsh. I was telling Owaz one day, I walked into a game store and we were just, shooting about games, and I was like, yeah, I got Earthbound. And the dude's like, well, you have Earthbound, like, with the big box. I'm like, no, I got the book with the scratch and sniff. And he's like, well, I got the box. And I'm like, wow, it's a
I got
great
the
flex for you,
box.
buddy.
I'm better. Ha ha ha. People are just
shit, stop.
it's all gatekeeping.
He said they should change their name to Shit Stop.
Hey, that's where I got my Robotnik statue.
I thought you got. Oh no, you got the toy from Walmart.
No, I got the toy from Amazon actually.
Oh, you got the one where Robotnik
I saw it from
blows up?
Walmart. Oh no, I saw it at Walmart, and then I saw it at Amazon, like 10 or 15 bucks cheaper. Months later, after I didn't see it in Walmart anymore, and I thought, oh crap, I waited too long. That's still one of my favorite figures. It's just so cool.
It's another funny thing. I don't know if you guys know about the Evercade, but that's what the Evercade was trying to do.
You mean
Put
what
out
they're
all these
doing?
games.
They're still in business and making carts and
They came out with the new Evercade.
the Duke Nukem
Um,
edition.
Yeah, that and the Capcom one, which is really awesome. I like that. I have an Evercade with all that, like with the carts and all that other stuff. It's not a bad system. It's just really it's bigger in Europe than it is here.
Yeah, mine's still boxed.
You get the renovation one for that because that was a big one for me.
What's in the renovation collection?
You want me to go look?
Sure.
I think it has Valis on it, I think.
It does, I think. Move. Come on.
Oh,
No,
what the
don't
snot?
take. Please don't take the microphone with you. Go. Yeah,
Please
let me
don't show me over someone else to you.
see.
I think it. I wonder if it has that Guy Aries on it too. 'Cause everybody's been getting license. In which I actually messaged Castlemania today. It's like, dude, where's my Valis? You know, or not. I didn't say where's my. I just asked them if they had an idea when that
When it was coming in.
Valis, yeah, that Valis Retrobit set's coming out, and then Guy Aries, or not Guy Aries, already got that Glay Lancer. So, and Glay Lancer I've never played, so I'm kind of excited for that one.
I thought they were going to do something else.
But they got the, you know, I'll have a card of it finally, so that'll be kind of cool. And I know I could just go get a ROM. I guess I just sometimes I don't even think about that, you know, so much, you know. You know, I mean, you could literally put every game at your fingertip, you know, but sometimes it's fun to still hold out and have something to buy, you know, but
The big guy came in. It's a, what do they call it?
Renovation.
Upscale Lego minifigure.
I like my name better.
hi, Prin.
Oh, that's
Hello.
pretty cool.
Prin, you're taking over the stream. It's not about Owaz anymore.
We all know the truth. It's always about Prin.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Take over.
She's got to work, though.
Yeah. If I'd have to work, you'd be doing it better.
Hold on. Prevent counterfeits since games like DuckTales 2, Clay Fighter, Sculptor's Cut, Earthbound, you commonly traded as fakes being thought as originals by GameStop stuff. Yeah, they didn't have the training to know what was what.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why they stopped everything, 'cause they didn't know what was going on. You got RCS Odyssey, Beast Wrestler, which is a horrible game, Dino Land, El Viento, Exile, Final Zone, Gaiaris, Solder Case, Valis, and Valis 3. It's not a bad lineup. The Atari one's pretty interesting too. Atari one is Centipede, Adventurer, Asteroids, Missile Command, Food Fight, Crystal Castles. That's a good game.
Dude, I wonder if I could get wings and fly to that thing.
Aquaventurer. Never heard of that before on the Atari. Yeah, and they came out with Xenocrisis and Tanglewood. They're
Oh,
not
that's
bad.
badass. I never noticed that. There's the rocket ship too flying there. What the heck?
They're starting to get dropped. Completely get dropped. What game is that? It was.
I don't know.
Was that an EverDrive find?
Yeah. I was just scrolling through games and stuff. Looks like it might be could be interesting. I just don't know Japanese, so. Let's see if it'll pop up the name. It's probably in Japanese too. We'll reset it. That'll go through the demo stuff.
One of these guys shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Well, there's plenty of mom and pop stores that don't know what to look for the. This is Star Cruiser. Here, hold it. For fakes.
Star Cruiser.
They
yeah,
don't
it's true
even
too.
know enough to open up the carts to look inside, so they can be like, this one doesn't look right. 1990? What? Must have been a late release. Oh, 1990. I was thinking, that's not right.
All right, let's see what this boss is like.
Um,
Oh, he's got a
Ship.
shield.
let's play ship. It'll be a ship. It'll be ship full of fun.
Oh, I was almost slipped.
No, not with ship.
Say it 3 times fast. Oh, was.
Yeah,
Well-
exactly.
I love calling my dog a bitch.
God, that's mean.
I guess he's gonna say those are facts because the dog is a girl.
It is.
Oh,
The other dog's a son of a bitch.
oh, jeez.
They're
You don't have puppies?
no. We got my my sister's dog. When she came back from China, she went to go teach in Nigeria, and couldn't take the dog, which is all right because they're good friends. But we got a bitch and a son of a bitch.
Oh, that just don't sound right. Don't. Just don't.
But it's the actual definition of the words. They are the definitions of the word.
He's right. Ah,
The problem is everyone is so used to them being used in such a way that you're trying to degrade or whatever somebody else, that when they hear the actual word used in its actual meaning, like, oh, that's not cool. It's like, what are you talking about?
It isn't cool. That's why I say sorry for cussing, because it's actually, uh, you know,
But
what do
see,
they say? It's lack of intelligence or something like that.
Yeah,
if
but
you cuss a
using-
lot. So they say.
using it for its proper meaning is a lot different. Dude,
you sound like you're getting tired.
I've been tired the whole time.
And yeah, we're doing a really good stream here. I hope, Knocker, that the SNES goes down. I have seen SNES start to go down a lot. So hopefully it'll go down even more. Because you and I mean, like, I would like to collect for Super Nintendo. I'd like to build even a bigger Super Nintendo collection than what I have now. So yeah, I mean,
I think I've got one game.
for SNES,
Yeah.
I think I got like about 42 games for Super Nintendo. And a couple for Super Famicom. I have all the Dragon Ball Z's for Famicom. I found who with
To try to hook up the SNES or NES. Why?
you should.
The
You
NES
should.
looks like crap.
So
It does.
So-
NES, most NES games do not look good.
if you had to play the Atari or the NES, which one would you play?
Oh well, I'd play the NES because Atari looks even worse. But if it was the NES or the Commodore 64, Commodore 64 all day.
I'm a 64, yeah. These guys are being greedy with the health. Yeah, TJ, I saw your Super Nintendo and NES. There's a lot of sports games and stuff. This is a really cool looking game. Yeah, they got me. That's a real crappy thing right there with everything going on. You gotta use the super for that part. Kirby's Adventure. They are still like, what do you mean? I mean, X3 obviously, that's a no-brainer on that one, but oh, stars are level 3? I don't want to use stars though, they're not homing.
There are late NES games that look phenomenal. That's why I didn't say all NES games, I said most NES games.
Blaster Master, that's true.
Yeah, Blaster
makes-
Master is a great
yeah.
game, but I will never play through it again.
You didn't like it?
The first couple
First.
levels were great, but it gets to be too much going back and forth, and I was just like, you know what? I'm glad I played through it, and it was mostly fun, but there was enough parts that weren't. That was like, nope. I am good to play through this game once and be done. Now, I wouldn't mind going back and playing through the first level or two.
Knocker, what games were you looking at for Super Nintendo? Oh, she can fall off? That's crazy. Yeah, Batman 2, I like Batman 2 and Blaster Master. Blaster Master's so good that they remade.
I'm not sure I've played
That came
Batman
a
2.
million times. Batman 2 is a good game. Oh, come on. Yeah, Knocker, I'm kind of curious to see. Whoa, where did that come from?
Heating up. Poor guy never stood a chance.
What game is that?
What?
The one you're playing?
Cyborg Justice.
Oh, wow. We played, is it? Yeah, we played that and we watched Class of 1999. Interesting movie.
I mean, the NES has lots of good games, but doesn't mean they don't look like absolute garbage. Like, the color palette was just, what the freak? Really bad for the limited number of colors that could be put on it.
Yeah, the later Mega Man games definitely. Felix the Cat looks wonderful. Darkwing Duck, Wacky Racers looks pretty good. Hell, Jaws even looks pretty good.
I mean, it's tough to go wrong with the Disney games at that point in time. Whether on the NES or on the Master System.
In the Little Mermaid on the Genesis is very different than the one on the Super Nintendo.
Thanks, TJ. I'm rather attached to it myself.
Oh. TJ likes his beards.
Well, hey, when you're right, you're right.
Baron's growing out his beard, it seems. I can't. I had to shave. Oh my god, I want that. I want those upgrades.
This is almost 6 months. I think I start growing at the end of January. It's not working. Come here. Not intentionally so much in your case. What? Yeah, I've never kept a beard for like that length of time. Like 9 months or so is about the longest I've let it go. Last year I shaved because it was a present to the missus for our anniversary.
Not intentionally so much in your case.
It's pretty intentional if you're growing a beard. You're either shaving or you're not.
I don't know, for me, I was just lazy and didn't shave. But then when we had the kindergarten graduation today, I was like, yeah, I have to shave. I'm not going in looking like the way I was. Oh god, I gotta start this all over again.
Punkify.
Dang it.
Come on, garbage. Let's go. Let's not fall off the edge this time.
Bye-bye. So do you get your beard trimmed when you go get a haircut?
Once a month. Oh, you get yours professionally trimmed. Wow.
Yeah, I did that. Well, I guess it wasn't necessarily professional. It was at a school where people were learning to cut hair and stuff. And after I got my hair cut, I was very lopsided, which somehow doesn't seem to matter nearly as much when you're bald. So I don't know.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Trim and a haircut, 2 bits.
So let's hit the back button on cancel.
Throw his arm at him. Thank you very much.
Rebossing this isn't so hard. Just staying away from that mouth.
Yeah, I'm probably shaving, possibly even my head. I usually just use a trimmer. Kind of hurt. Next month, I keep the mustache for some Dr. Robotnik cosplay. No! About to lose my arm. Oh no. Your sacrifice appreciated. Ouch. How the heck can he hit me, but I can't hit him?
That's so cheap.
Come here! Mine to toy with. I did get some DZ Top and oh, who was? Oh, Duck Dynasty. Especially when I let it. The bad thing is like now it's at the length where like it feels nice, or just it just feels like a good beard.
And he got me, because they tried to drop the super on him. Toasted me pretty bad.
No.
Happening as Benji. Oh god, the Grinch. That game's...
Oh, there's no way I can make that. It's way too high.
Oh,
yeah.
all right. I think I need to call it.
It is late. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's been how long have we been going? Where's the stuff? Just
3 hours.
Just 3. Yeah, just went over 3 hours. Heck, he just dude, it took him out. Oh. Don't have anyone we can raid?
Oh, I
Who
don't
should
even
we
know who's on.
raid? Anyone got anyone on that's over? Oh, you know what? D-Tunks is playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
We'll raid him.
Yep.
Oh, thanks for stopping by.
All right, fellas. I'll talk to you later.
Oh. Later.
All right, Welcher. Oh, he gone. He gone.
Yep, you want boop.
Boop, 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 boop. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Hope everyone has a good night. Everyone take care, have fun, be kind to one another, stay safe, keep Rocho, God bless. CG, thanks for the follow.
I did see this one.
Oh, I missed that. I hope everyone's having has a good week. See y'all later. Goodbye. So long, farewell. I hope you say I do.
So I saw this one. That's like a
Huh?
That'll be you in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Stan, thanks for the raid.